So my name is Christy Simpson and I play the viola, and I'm in San Francisco. I grew up in the North Bay and went to school both in LA and in the East Bay. And always from the time I was little, I imagined that I would get to live in San Francisco and maybe be an artist in San Francisco. And I would go to City Lights bookstore as a kid with my dad and just had this vision of what it was to be here and make things. So, yeah.
So, how did you start music?
I started music. We moved from the East Coast when I was 6 years old to a small town called Sonoma, and my dad wanted his 5 daughters to learn judo, and my mom had an idea about music, and there happened to be a teacher that she found down the street from us, and I started with her when I was 6 years old, and we went to see Midori at Davies Symphony Hall when I was around 6 or 7, maybe a year into playing, and I was just entranced by the music and by her playing. And when I went back to group class, I started moving around and like hitting the other kids trying to play like her. And I just remember when I listened to music, I saw beautiful colors. Whole worlds were opened up to me even as a little kid. So that was my favorite place to be, was when I was playing my instrument.
If you had any advice for like a 6-year-old playing the viola, the violin, what would it be? Like
advice for a 6-year-old: listen to your teacher. Don't hit other kids with your instrument. Taking it step by step and not judging your not judging where you are, just enjoying the motion of your hands or the sounds of the instrument, and kind of just enjoying making sounds and making interesting things.
So talking about sound, what kind of instrument do you play? What is your viola, and what particular spot on the viola do you appreciate the most?
Yeah, so the viola I play is actually, it's a bit of a hand-me-down from my sister. I'm borrowing one of her violas and still kind of searching for my instrument. But I think I can maybe talk about my dream viola, which would be a creamy, velvety sound, but with a crisp finish. So it would resonate crisply, and you could play very articulately, but it would have like a golden tone that would then just like wash over you. So one day I will find that viola, and I will have the means to acquire it. But yeah, sorry, what was the other bit?
Which spot on the viola you like playing the best?
Oh yeah, I love playing ABC, one first, second, third finger on the G string, and just feeling that kind of increasing resonance to the C, because it's a C instrument. The lowest string is a C. When I play a C on the viola, it vibrates in this amazing way.
So you said you studied in LA on the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went back to the Bay Area. How would you describe your life as a professional musician? What do your weeks look like?
Yeah. So working as a professional musician, there's a lot of velocity to it, and then carving out time for space and stillness. And so when I was doing a lot of work full-time as a musician, it was almost like being half a professional driver. I would drive from Carmel up to the North Bay, and almost a logistician, if that's a word, doing logistics of knowing, what you need to be playing, focusing on the parts to master, having the correct outfit, do we need stockings for this gig, or is it okay to have my ankles showing? There's just lots of things to think about. But then through all of that, kind of marshaling your energy to when you walk on stage, being able to open yourself up to the music and the art, and creating art after all of that. So I worked out a lot in that time. I did a lot of weightlifting because it felt like I was kind of an athlete, and there was a lot of chaos, but when you needed to be precise, you had to be prepared to just execute.
So I understand that you are the artistic director of the Wave Collective. Can you tell us about the premises? And I'm sure there was a dream beyond backstage, I would say.
Yeah.
So how did everything started?
Sure. So like, why did we start Wave Collective? Yeah. Well, I think I had met so many amazing people in my time performing and saw in them just this amazing artistry. And last year I got the opportunity to have my first full-time job, and it wasn't actually in music. And I have this sort of space in my life now, and these certain skills of, if not organization, I don't know if I'm the best organizer, but I just sort of learned how things are made, and I really wanted to make a space for the artists I knew to really blossom and have an artistic journey that they're already on, but can be really creative and innovative and surprise ourselves with what we can do. And if I can help create a framework for everybody to do something that surprises them and surprises people around us, I would feel so accomplished if that could happen.
By mentioning artists, you don't only refer to musicians, do you?
No, yeah, I think it's also using music as a way to create space for other arts to kind of be in conversation with music. So I've seen audiences that I perform for, and the state that they are in after a performance, they're just so open and receptive. And so I think there's an opportunity, while we, want to create these really incredible chamber music experiences, to also sometimes put that music in conversation with other art and sort of bring people into a receptive state of mind to experience poetry or live painting or, anything to kind of frame somebody who's practiced their discipline for a long time and has something special to say. And if we can use music to help that be amplified, that would be my dream.
What do you wish for the audiences you want to target in San Francisco?
Yeah, I would love for them to feel like this music applies to them and their life and this place and this time, and to have music that's been written over the last 400 years have it be, what's the word? Just have it be really relevant right now. We've been humans. Humans were the same 400 years ago as they are now. Like, we have all these layers of tech and, all the technology that we have, but at the core, people are people, and beauty and art is real. And so feeling that kind of timelessness of art, I think I would love for audiences to feel that humans were the same 400 years ago now, and that same hopes and dreams and expressions apply today.